Go ahead and fight her. I want to see you throw a punch at Vriska's face. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to more Pesterquest. Exciting day today. It is the 4th of March, and today is the day that, drumroll please, Roxy Lalonde became available to befriend, and it looks like, yep, into the future. We're befriending Roxy today. So I'm kind of excited for it, because Roxy, in the original run of Homestuck, favorite character of all time, because she was a tough, take no nonsense, take no prisoners kind of girl, and she overcame crippling alcohol addiction, and I just love her so much. She's such an inspiration. Not so much in the sequel series though. So I'm a little nervous of how they're gonna paint Roxy. So, like, literally I've seen the art. I love this, like, artist's other work in, like, the series, like, in Pesterquest. Like, Gamzee looks absolutely terrifying, but it's that same terrifying is getting spread onto Roxy now, and I'm kind of nervous about that. So, anyway, enough with me. I can't speak for art styles. But let's get into this. Volume 13, Friendship Wizard. Turning down the volume on my end. You should be fine. You spend a good few days screwing around with your newest friends. They seem to be on their respective paths towards something. You're not exactly sure if self-actualization is a part of it, but you're trying not to be too bent up about it. This Earth friend group seems to have a lot of interpersonal complexity. To be fair, you do only really know half of the friendship quadrangle. It's probably past time to meet the other two corners of it. See what all the fuss is about. Get their side of all the drama before you leap into any more judgments. You thought a lot about what you said to Jake, and what you wanted to say, but didn't? Your shame at the thought that you might also be erring passively on the side of friendship sloshes uncomfortably in your belly against the fear that you may be choosing too much, wanting too much, changing too much. Because you thought a lot about what Jade said to you too. That's probably why you bothered to get Roxy's address from Jane. You can't exactly stop making new friends, because you aren't ready to think about what your purpose would be without that. But maybe you should do it the old-fashioned way this time. The fact that we got Roxy's address is just hilarious to me, because I'm just like, yep. I'm imagining Roxy like, oh yes, middle of the effing ocean, block 3, third from the right. But no, I know she probably did, like, Rose's, like, house, but still. Anyway, showing up on somebody's doorstep via the accepted human method of following directions to their domicile's specific government-assigned number seems like it might be better than... Sorry. Might be a better start than, oh, just zapping directly to them when they're taking a crap or something. Which is definitely a hypothetical situation and not at all something that happened to you recently. Oh boy. Anyway, you came up with a plan and everything. You're not a real mailman, that you know of, but you've grown to appreciate and respect the profession, so you don't mind LARPing it once more. You wonder briefly if there might be other guises under which people might go up to another person's house and knock on their door, but almost none of your friends would ever leave their rooms, so you're sure you wouldn't know. Well, I mean, you could always say, hello, have you heard of our Lord and Savior, Clown Jesus? Anyway. You zap down the street from her house and walk up the long, scary driveway through the trees, over a bridge, and up to her door. Okay, so not exactly a normal human method. What were you supposed to No, what? Were you just supposed to stroll all the way to New York from Jane's place? She offered you bus money, but then remembered her fortune is tainted. She vacillated between... I can't remember how you pronounce that word. She vacillated between giving you every single one of her dollars and burning it all in a symbolic bonfire until the two of you landed on moving it to a new and hopefully untraceable bank account. You're really not sure how deep the Batter Witch's surveillance goes, but Jane seems satisfied at least. She's going through a lot. You know how it is, having to endure huge, life-upending bouts of information being tossed at you more or less weekly yourself. So yeah, you skipped a step in your male personally sojourn, but you made it up to Roxy's house in a respectable manner, which was the whole point. You're gonna make the heck out of a good impression. Who's gonna tell him? How's he gonna find out? You knock and wait. Is Rose gonna answer the door? Yes, she is! Hi, adult Rose! See? That's the art style I'm talking about. It's all smooth lines. Look at that. Her lips are a bit... I'm unnerved by the bottom lip. It's like we got the Kim Possible thing going on. Anyway, the last person who comes to the door is... No, the person that comes to the door is not Roxy. At least she doesn't look like the photo of Roxy Jane showed you. Oh, crap. Unless Roxy's a catfish. You did not expect this. Oh, it's you. This could be interesting. Rose knows us? You blink. It is you. She got that part right. Do you know her? You scour her features. She does seem familiar, like a friend you almost had, or did have, very long ago, or moderately long ago, depending on the perspective you're looking at the time from. You wonder, have the two of you met before? No, we have not, nor was I expecting the pleasure. Ah, crap. You thought you were on something for once. You wondered how many more levels of memory are burned, twisted under the blown synapse in your burned-out brain. You have to move forward and give up on chasing down whatever buck-wild theory you're inching towards there. There are real mysteries afoot with this stranger. This feels like a decisive moment if ever there was one. Catch the catfish in her river of lies. There's got to be another answer here. Okay, so we got our first one already. We don't even have Roxy here. Catch the catfish. You know how this goes. It's time to sit down, just the two of you, to talk about some hard truths before asking Jane if they want to meet for a tense but hopefully cathartic confrontation. Which you'll have to film, of course. Crap, okay, it's time. It's go time. You take a deep breath and call her out like the slick sleuth you are. You know she's been pretending to be friends with Jane online. Oh, this is far cuter than I expected. Oh, you think I'm cute? Both this situation and your little self, I mean. I have in no way been doing that. It is more refreshing than I would have thought, though, to be reminded there are dramas with stakes like these out there. In the midst of all this... Her eyebrows pull together as her gaze goes right through you. You turn around, but there's nothing out there. While some of my moves, both personal and political, have brought my path across her, family, I haven't interfered directly with Jane's life, and I don't intend to start. Can you say the same, friend? Is there a way you satisfy the strings you're pulling? I like that friend is just capitalized. Like, that's our character's name, is just friend. I won't stop you, of course. I have my own matters to attend to. This is only food for thought, and I can see you're intellectually underfed. Aw, burn! Oh, gosh. It just might be worth your while to contemplate the repercussions of the paths you're on. Did you have any further questions, or did you come all this way just for that? You really aren't sure. Man, it seems like all you do is contemplate your path. You feel all turned around inside. Talking to whoever this is makes you feel like you stayed up too late staring at the moon and got all messed up about existence till you felt too stupid to think anymore. But like in a good way, you stare blankly at her while trying to remember your purpose. I'll go ahead and take that as a no. Good luck, friend. She shuts the door and you turn, bewildered, back towards the long driveway. Well, okay then. You sure met someone. It definitely wasn't Roxy, and you don't think whatever just happened counts as friendship, so you guess this one's a loss. Was it because you cheated at traveling like a regular person? Friendless and rudderless, you start the long, pointless walk of penance to somewhere. What just happened? Ooh, but I like the environment, the perspectives on this, and like, yeah, I like it. It's a good ending screen. The background art is A+. Anyway, back to that. There's gotta be another answer here. Oh wait, you're just an idiot. This is an adult. You're spending way too much time with marginally supervised aliens and a lonely marooned boy recently that you forgot that Roxy probably lives with her parents. And it's a 50-50 on the possibility of a stuffed Grandma Rose somewhere in there if the pattern holds. It's feasible she could have told her mom about you? You play it safe, and instead of accusing anyone of online identity crime, you ask if Roxy is home. She, hit the mic. She stares at you for a moment, her lips slightly parted. You get the feeling she is not often caught off guard, and you wonder what it is you've done wrong now. She won't be born for another 400 years. Anyway. I didn't skip any dialogue, did I? I kind of hit the thing really hard. Nope? Okay. Do you ever think you have lived through every possible iteration of an emotion, and then one day a manifestation of narrative agency shows up on your doorstep to remind you that there is yet another way to experience the acute feeling of a particular loss? Ooh, boy. Do you do your best and just stare blankly at her, trying to figure out what the heck that might mean. Oh, is that not a universal one? I wouldn't say so, Rose. I'm sorry. Not everyone is like, you know, knowledge bound like you. Anyway, well then I can clarify. It is a roundabout way of saying, no, she's not home, nor will she be for quite a while. I would offer to take a message for you, but with your bag of tricks, I think you can manage the wait. Are we waiting for 400 years? She winks at you conspiratorially, and you never felt like you were... and you have never felt less like you were on a plan with anybody. With somebody. In on a plan with somebody. Okay, I can read. This has been fun, but I'm not the one you want. I'll go ahead and make myself scarce so things can start moving along. Unfortunately for me, my path is not as flexible as yours. Or hers. You've wasted considerable time here as it is, and I have my own preparations to contend with. Scoot along before you touch something you shouldn't. She shuts the door and you stand blank and useless on the doorstep. I like how, like, one tree in the background has mushrooms growing. And it's just that tree. Okay, sorry. Maybe this isn't the right house. And the lady was just having a good time screwing with you? Jane had said she hadn't used Roxy's address in forever, since Roxy didn't ever really seem to receive things she sent through the mail. You need a certificator, sorry. And whoever this was didn't really give you any solid evidence that she knew what you were talking about. You take a minute to consider the cryptic stuff the woman who is very possibly not Roxy's mom just told you. You feel like a level of one big idiot. You feel like a level 1 idiot taking on a side quest from an enigmatic wizard so far beyond you that you feel like you should have spent more time grinding first. It feels like that's what she was going for. Anyway, whatever she said was something like, you could manage the wait? Maybe this one's an issue of time, not space. It always seems to be one of those two, isn't it? Huh. Well, and luckily for you, you have power over both. Might as well follow the only lead you have. You perch on the bridge over the river running in front of the house and fast forward, holding Roxy's name in the front of your mind. Years swirl by you. In a visual cacophony, buildings rise up around you, lights flash red and hot. There is a rush of busy energy, the ebb and flow of a colonial tide, and then a stillness. Like a literal colonial tide. Right when you start to wonder if you missed her, you feel it. You feeling it, Mr. Krabs? You wait till it feels right, and you stop. Holy crap, that was a while. You traveled forward in time from John's era to meet Jane, you guess, so you suppose it wasn't the most unfathomable thing to have to do it again. But wow. The trees that surrounded you just a minute ago are gone, replaced by a sea of crumbling buildings and a low, skittery sound, like pressing your ear to an ant colony. The vibes out here are real bad. You hurry up and knock. The door opens slowly. Yep, it's the hair. Oh, but that's a cute one. That's a cute one. Look at that. Okay. Roxy, for sure it's Roxy this time, peeks her head out, spots you, then squints at the empty street behind you. Seeing no threat, she bumps the door open with an elbow and drops a huge pumpkin in your arms. She stumbles a bit over the door jamb as she does it, and you almost don't catch the pumpkin in favor of reaching for her, but she steadies herself at the last moment and leans against the frame, unfazed. Oh, here we go. My Roxy voice is kind of hit or miss sometimes, and I like that her shirt seems to be showing emotion as well. So that's kind of funny. Anyway. Okay. Here you go, little buddy. I appreciate you knocking. It's a lot more polite than the usual break-in and enter-in you guys do, so I picked out a nice juicy one for you. Don't go telling everyone to try and... Okay. Don't go telling everyone to try this stuff, though, or else I'll never get sleep again in my life. I'll just be running produce to my door 24/7. Unloading snacks to every chess guy in existence. Without rest. Oh, does she think we're a chess guy? And not a protagonist? But you're eating noises for company. This is not at all how you thought this would go, but you honestly should have known better than to do anything with your expectations but throw them in the trash can. So you roll with it, thank her for the pumpkin, call her by name for max politeness. Oh, there we go. Chess people can't speak. You can't see much over the flagrantly large gourd you're struggling to keep a hold of, but you feel her go still. Did she stop breathing? You crane your neck to peek over the curve of the pumpkin and dang, again with those expectations. You did not anticipate pure terror to be the emotion constructed on her face, but there it is. What did you just say to me? You said thank you, Roxy? You open your mouth again to introduce yourself as your friend Jane mentioned, but all your words shrivel up in your horrible mouth because Roxy has flattened herself against the door frame, her head tucked down like you're blinding her. What? You're not a... Said my name? She slinks down to the floor and kind of rolls back inside, shutting the door behind her. You hear nothing but a deep, heaving sob. Roxy is taking this existential crisis rather well, I'd say, considering. Anyway. What the heck just happened? You knock politely just once. Hold on a minute. I gotta do something. Don't go anywhere. Anywhere. You hear nothing but footsteps trailing away into the silence. It could be time to head out, but she told you to wait, so you do. You are nothing if not committed. About 20 minutes in, the low skittering hum in the background fortifies itself into a more present rumble. From around the corners and out of a dilapidated doors come the source, the patter of feet, a low, unintelligible whisper, and the clicking of joints. It's people. They look like you. Well, almost. It's more that you look kind of like a child drew them. Okay. It's more like you look like if a child drew them. Their simple frames made simpler. They're softer with softer edges. Your skin is actually skin, right? They chitter around you and you don't swish your arm meats to make sure. Yeah, you aren't chitinous. Phew. Wait, or is that bad? You're trying to process whether you're relieved to have the bodily makeup you thought you did, or if you're sad that the space-time you thought you might have finally found your kin was so fleeting. You don't get the chance to sort it through fully because the new guys are surrounding you, and they look hungry. It might well be you or your pumpkin here, so you hold it towards them and hope for the best. They take it, and, chittering what seems to be their thanks, shrink back into the night. I like that they chitter. You check them off your mental list of predators and sit for a beat. It feels like you're waiting for more than Roxy's return. Like this is a moment of choice. Geez, you went to all this effort to try things a new way, and what did it get you? Nothing. You've never had such a spectacular failure to connect upon first meeting someone. So what are you supposed to do now? You wait, but the familiar push against your ribcage to decide something doesn't come. What is this drive to make you choose anyway? What if you just wanted to sit on your butt and do nothing, huh? What if you were tired of choosing, when every choice you make takes you further from anything good? And who knows, maybe you're supposed to do nothing. Maybe that's what your plan was all along, huh? Tough guy. You don't know who that little jab was aimed at, but you want nothing more in this moment than to perpetually slap the reins of choice off your shoulders. If only there were reins to slap. Ugh, impotent rage is the worst. After a minute of continued seething at nothing, you feel it. Oh boy, there's like 3 different things here. Oh jeez. Okay. I could just save over this one because I already made the choice from that last one. Okay, go see what the chest guys know, give up, and see if Nepeta wants to hang out. Door's locked, smash a window, son. Okay, this one sounds like the worst, so let's go with that. Don't tell me to do what... Don't tell me you're not my mom. I didn't get a chance to read that one. Hold up. Boopsh, boopsh. Oops, I guess I saved over that one, so I can't see what that said. I'll look it up and I'll look at it in editing, I guess. Oops. Okay, give up, see if Nepeta wants to hang out, or go see what the chest guys know. See what the chest guys... More than you know, Chungus. Give up and see if Nepeta wants to hang out. Nice try, you can't tempt me with this, bucko. Oh, okay. So none of the choices mattered. Cool. Blinking, you feel the desire to act ebb away. It's replaced by a tingly giddiness at the victory of your, what, inertia? You'll be kind to yourself and call it fortitude and resolution instead. You're gonna see this through. You do what you promised and wait. Eventually you curl up on the welcome mat and pass out like a stray kitten. At some point in the night, you open your eyes for a bleary moment as a chest guy lays a blanket over you. Aw, thank you, chest guy. You creak the creak at the door next to your ear jolts you awake. Towering above you in the sharp, bright rays of morning sun is Roxy. Oh shit. You are real. I came out here so I could prove to my past tipsy me that it was just a daymare or something, but now you're here and now here you are and here am I. So let's dig it. Let's dig right in. Did you or did you not say human English words, including my name, to me last night? You did do that? Well, time to reckon with this then, I guess. I might still be a little buzzed, so I'm just gonna see how this plays out. Stick with me. She beckons you inside, and you scramble to your feet and follow her. We in. Wow, fenestrated pane. Sweet, and we got a pumpkin on a stand, and we got a mutie up the stairs. This is great. Wow. Oh, and there's fenestrated pane on the table as well. Goodness. All All that waiting paid off, didn't it? You emanate smugness in every direction as you walk, just in case there are any entities or narrative concepts around that have the capacity for feeling slighted by such a thing. You trail behind her into the living room, explaining how you knew her name via her friends. Oops, did I double-click on accident? Okay. Yep. Okay, that makes more sense, LMAO. That make you the one who convinced Jane of the stuff about our reality that I've been trying to get her to see for quite some time. The benefits of being able to be there to show her in person, I guess? She stands next to the couch, her shoulders bunched up, propping her fingers. She isn't looking at you. She told me you could time travel, but she failed to mention the part about how you're some kind of alien. Alien, sorry to offend. But if I'm being real, it's not like our communication style is full and truly without gaps on a normal day. So this checks out. She scrunches her face up and groans. Ugh. I'm so sorry. I'm being a jelly belly Deborah Downer. LMAO, what in the heck is wrong with me? Here you are, a friend in the flesh, and I'm just over here whining about my other friends who I love very much. This is just a lot, LMAO. I've daydreamed all the potential friend meeting scenarios I thought I might never happen. With any and all combombs of my whole friends whisking me off on your friend sojourn, I just didn't consider a new one might show up at my door disguised as one of my little neighbors, so... Yeah, you're super sorry for how last night went down, and for what it's worth, you've made friends with, like, a lot of people. And all the friend-making skills, with one L, you've learned in your travels didn't save you from screwing this one up. There's no one foolproof way to do it, you figure. You would know, as a proven fool. LMAO, that's good to hear. Still, I'm sorry about ditching you right off the bat. I went to find a small sip of courage, which turned into a swig of courage. And that became a whole bottle of courage, which, as you know, can happen. So I did not so much come back outside to confront my harsh realities. Oh, I said it wrong the first time, dang it. Realities. Namely, you. As I did to confront the soft, real titties of my pillow on the floor next to my bed. Anyway, it's just that I've never heard my name come out of someone's mouth right next to me in real life before. You don't comment on the booze thing. Y'all just met and you don't want to come off as too preachy just yet. You try another angle instead. You could always try the meeting thing again. Like, acting it out. Oh, sure, yeah, of course you mean literally going back and redoing it. This is a salvageable situation. You don't want to waste a redo if you don't have to. Lol, what? What you mean is you rarely get stuff right the first try anyway. Might as well give it another clean slate. You hold your fist up and knock the air in front of you. You hope she kind of thinks this is cool and not lame, since you just kind of leapt into it to avoid thinking too much about all your false starts. You don't have to worry for long because she smiles, and it's brilliant. The shivering tension in her body shifts from anxious to excited as she hops a bit, getting into the moment. She breathes in, smoothing her shirt, and puts her hand to her ear. Oh? Is that a knocking on my door? Whomstever could it be? She bends dramatically in welcome as she opens the invisible door and clasps her hands together as she focuses her bright gaze on you. Oh my effin' G. Welcome to my abode, stranger. Aw, that's such a cute smile. Roxy's cute. Here we go. Soon to be more than stranger? Get on in here and let's get to frienditude. That might be coming on a little strong for typical company, but luckily you are as friend-thirsty as they come, even without old golf ball nuts forcing you to be. Oh, wow. You introduce yourself and step over the pretend threshold, hand extended. Roxy takes it and pulls you into a fast, tight hug. You wrap your noodly arms around her and return it as tight as you can. At first, you tell herself she needs it. After all, you can feel her trembling back, her unsteady breath. A minute passes and you realize your hands are shaking too. Was this the last time you just held someone? Just let yourself be held? The moment is quiet. You know it's an awkward pose, the two of you standing, draped on each other in the middle of her house, and you realize belatedly that lying on the floor there's a window, like the one you fell through right before you just... Whoa, how did you get out of Doc Scratch's apartment? Now is not the time to think about that, but it's good. Calm. You could keep going honestly, but she steps back and tucks a puff of her hair back into place, clearing her throat. She is still looking away from you, but she's grinning. Yeah, that was much better. Couple friendships starting pros, am I right? They'll write guides to friendship about the two of you, you say. She sits down on the couch and gestures you to join her, so you do. Now that you're settled, what she said right before you... Okay. What she said before you did your little skit hurts your brain right in the face. Has she really never heard anyone else around? No. Has she really never had anyone else around to speak to? Like, never? Never have I ever. What about the chess guys, as she called them, the ones she mistook you for? Oh, we can communicate for show. But not with words, really. I don't mean anything bad about them by it. They're really sweet when they aren't sneaking into my home. Plus, I don't blame them for their ways. On account of them being brought in by the Batter Witch and summarily forgotten. That IDK were not really on the same wavelength. So it just kinda screwed me up when I thought one of them was looking at me in my eyeballs and saying my name like it was. Like I was... Sorry, I'm still mega new to this. Her eyelids flutter closed as she shivers. Man, you thought Jake had it rough, but at least he had his grandma for a bit before she died. You wonder to yourself why she doesn't seem to have someone like that. I'm surprised she can speak English, to be fair. You're about to do some mental math and see if you can work some connections out, but she gathers herself and interrupts you before you can do anything too smart. And to be clear, I can see the difference between you guys now. Though you don't not look like them to be H. It's just that you have a quality of, like, personhood to you. Anyway, the point is the resemblance is certifiable. But you're like the Velveteen chess guy. Nice. Velveteen Rabbit. That's a cute story, and also kind of hurts my soul. Anyway. The what? Just because you're soft? Well, yeah, that too. But, you know the Velveteen Rabbit. Yeah, I do. I'm surprised you do. It's one of the few books my mom left me that wasn't super dense in cerebral wizard fiction. Wizard. So I read it a lot before I got grown enough to really appreciate the complexities of the cerebral wizard genre. Yeah, I like wizard, actually. No, you don't know that one, but you're constantly searching for meaning in your life, so you'll definitely check it out if there's someone like you in it. Sort of. It's about a plush rabbit that, because of the child's love, turns into a real rabbit instead of being set on effing fire. So, that's a terrible, summarization. I'm apparently really good at those. Anyway. And she just mentioned her mom. She's not still around then, is she? Nah. Batter Witch killed her a long time ago. It's reminding me of that, like, one, like, out of context anime quote where it's like, my parents died before I was born. So, okay. Before I ever got here. Back when society was uncollapsed and everything. But she knew I was coming, so she left me well stocked with snacks and reading material and booze to last a lifetime. Though I have put a considerable dent in that last category, so we shall see if her planning skills truly were up to par when all's said and drunk. I thought maybe I was gonna get to meet her and all my other friends in this big IRL multiplayer game I was gonna kick butt at, but IDK, I guess I'm not playing anymore. Crap. You jump up as you put two and two together. You went to the past before. Or, well, you came from the past, from Jane and Jake's time, which Roxy already knows, but spatially, you were here in this house. And then, in that time, there was a woman who lived here then. You thought she was Roxy's mom at first, but then you were maybe convinced yourself that she wasn't, since a few hundred years happened between her and now. But you don't know. A lot was going on. Oh, you were what? Was she beautiful? She was. Her art style was great. Hold on, let me show you. Roxy roots around a bookshelf or something and your brain starts expanding at a rapid rate. Concepts that have been hovering on the periphery of your mind suddenly converge. You already knew that Jane and Jake's deceased grandparents were your friends from the past, but you hadn't considered this, since you didn't know Roxy lived in the future then. Well, of course, all this stuff's connected. Of course, that would make... Did she look like this? She hands you a book, cover open to show the author photo. There she is, younger than she was when you saw her last night, but older than she was when you first met. You can't help saying her name aloud. Rose. OMG! Why did grown-up her say you'd never met before, though? Is she not the same person? The earlier math you were doing, this was way bigger than 2 + 2. This is some serious mental calculus. You wriggle all your brain worms at once and it hits you. The way it felt different than normal when you hopped from Jake's house to wherever that one place was. How it happened when you brought Jake home again, too. Like your guts dissolved sideways. How they rearranged slower once you landed. Had it happened when you first landed in Jane's yard, too? You were probably too turned around to even notice then. You know Roxy's super hyped right now, but you tell her you've got to check something. Do some science. You'll be right back. Use that backward again. Hello, Rose. Is the room more purple than the previous one? Can I check? Yeah, it was. This room's more pink. And this one's more purple. That's fun. Okay. What did I tell you about coming back here? Get your grubby time fingers out of my pie before you get caught. Yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. Have a good day, ma'am. Okay, she's mad, which you expected. It also felt like an everyday wriggly belly time jump, which you also expected. You pop out of there, this time concentrating on your friend Rose just a day after you last hung out. You should just feel yourself zooming further backward towards her, right? Are we meeting a wall or a corridor? Off you going. Wrong. It's that feeling again. That sideways dissolvement and reconstruction of your crudely rendered bowels. Oh, no, we made it. Oh, it's you. Long time no see. For you, I assume. Funny thing that is no, actually, but you'll have to explain later. You apologize for paying her so short a visit and head back to Roxy. The feeling accompanies you yet again. Bye, Rose. You pop back into Roxy's living room a fraction of a second after you left. Those brainworms are wriggling at top speeds. Dang, B, I know you don't know this about me, but I love science projects. I got a whole lab and everything. I'm hex of qualified. Wanna take me with you? Oh, sorry, you already went. Aw, there I go blinking and missing all the good stuff. For the best, TBH, or else I'd have been sat here worrying that you'd never come back. Abandonment crisis totes averted for the moment. High five. What rad science fact did you learn? Was it about my mom? You take a deep breath. You're kind of laying down the knowledge tracks a second before your brain cart rolls down them. So you're hoping this makes sense as you piece it together word by word. You think this is a different universe. Way to go. I just did this, oh gosh, California and me just did like the surfer hang loose hand motion. Oh my gosh, I'm such a Californian. Okay. Yo, what? You met a woman Roxy thinks of as her mom, but you also have a friend named Rose from a while ago. She's friends with Jake's grandma and Jane's grandpa, and you're pretty sure she even read you some of the same book at one point. But they can't be the exact same people, even if they all look the same. Things feel different there than they do here, like looking in an inside-out mirror with every cell in your body. Those definitely exist, don't worry. Hells yeah. Hells to the yeah. I'm following you. Would love to gaze inside one of those mirrors and flip some stuff my way. Would be a liar if I said I had never thought about that as a general concept. General concept. General Gen Reed. But that's beside the point. More importantly, what you're saying is I have double the moms I thought I had yesterday. And you're also saying you can, like, go visit any and all moms whenever you want? Just go on a mom visiting bender. No rules, just moms? And I can come along? Well, no, there are a couple rules, but other than that, yeah. Dang, you thought she might take more convincing. Look around at my gear, and cat clones, and general living situation, bud. All I'm saying is none of that is particularly hard to believe. After all the grief I endured trying to get Janie to believe me, it'd be pretty stupid to not to mention rude as heck of me not to believe you now. You're my friend. Friend already. Phew, that's a relief. Your grasp on this is tenuous at best, so it's good she's so easy to win over. It is one of my best qualities. Or at least one of my biggest ones. Oh, though before she gets too excited, one of the rules does seem to be that her mom in this universe doesn't want to be visited, though. It's kind of a big one. Oh, I see. Well, did she say why? I mean, if y'all already hung out, what's so bad about one more chill sesh? Unless IDK. It's okay for you, but you see her start to blame herself, so you cut her off. It's definitely not that she didn't seem interested, more like she couldn't. She shooed you away every time you tried to say hi, like she was afraid you'd screw stuff up, which, to be fair, you do regularly. Yep. She said she was preparing for something? You look around. Or someone? Yeah, okay. Makes sense. It's funny, actually. No, I'm joking. Your leg, it sucks. But, like, situationally, it's funny. Because the game I mentioned that Janie's off destroying, a week ago, I wasn't even sure I wanted to play. Was pretty ready to go to desperate measures to not play it at all, if I'm being totes honest. TBH. No, BTH. But then when Jane said she met you and was all hell-bent on doing some righteous smiting to the whole company, IDK, it hit me like that I kinda did want to play after all. Like, I thought maybe I'd meet my mom in the game and I'd finally get to talk to this lady I built my whole sense of self around. Get to see how she is in real actual life and figure out how bad I screwed up version of it. Well, anyway, we aren't playing, so it didn't matter. I've been trying to be a good friend, and lend my hackser skills to Janie's cause, but it hurt, and I didn't care how to tell her. And then you show up, and my options shifted like 75 more times. I barely got time to come to terms with it being okay to want something before it gets swiped away from me. Lol. Dang, you really didn't mean to mess with her expectations. You should have kept your mouth shut till you figured out what this all meant. She smiles at you, and you don't have to And you don't have to have known her for long to tell that it's forced. Ah, crap, you can fix this. One more visit to this universe's Rose couldn't hurt. Moms are cool, but so are friends. I'm sure that, like, second one is the correct choice. So, I'm gonna go with this one. Hey, who knows? Maybe her mom wouldn't mind another visit if you brought Roxy along. Like, maybe she was just annoyed when it was your bothersome self. She was definitely a little sad when she talked about Roxy living so far away, temporally speaking. You really think? I mean, if you don't think she'd mind, I'd be 100% down, locked and loaded, ready to family bond right now. Before I get too nervous to change my mind. Roxy is nervous. Change my mind. Anyway. Should we partake in a celebratory sippy before we go? Best not. She reaches under her couch and pulls out a bottle of vodka. You make a non-committal noise as you work out how to respond. You call Jake out on enabling this, so you don't want to do the same. It's delicate, though. What am I thinking? She'll probably have her own stash anyway. Why else would she have left such vast quantities of this stuff for me to reckon with? Probably because, paradoxically, her mother drank. So she thought you would enjoy that too. Anywho. Yeah, you guess. Though maybe she meant for her to bust into it when she was a bit older? Or like, maybe for special occasions? Well, saddle up in what we add that one to the list of questions to ask her. It's gonna be pretty far down, though. I got a lot. You extend a hand, she takes it, and off you go. You choose a point a little further ahead in Rose's timeline, just to give her time to miss you, just in case. Is Rose dead? You zap to the doorstep to ease Roxy into it. She plasters herself to the wall next to the door, breathing heavy. You take care of the knocking part. Oh, boy. This is it. Look at all the trees around my house. Holy crap. Oh, nope. Rose is here, and she's just the same height as Roxy. That's kind of strange. Old Rose comes to the door, and from the look on her face as she stares you down. Ooh, the music! Oh my gosh! Yeah, boy! I love this song! Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Is this the Tamora version? Yes, it is! It's the Tamora's belly dance version! Yeah, boy! Haha! Yes! Okay, I'm calming the heck down. Okay. Music nut. Okay. Old Rose comes to the door, and from the look on her face as she stares you down, she's absolutely not missed you, even one bit. My incorrigible male person. What did I tell you before? You should not be here. Or now. Her imperial bane of my existence may not be paying attention to what you do to your friends, but she's keeping tabs on me after your last visit. It isn't safe for you here, and I can't have you compromise this location. From the side, Roxy exhales. Rose turns. Her voice is soft and broken, snow falling from branches. Oh. Sorry, Ms. Mom. Momland? Roxy. We didn't mean to bust down operations. I just wanted to meet you. No, I know it. And despite the circumstances, I'm so glad to have been able to see you too. More than you know. But you can't stay. Yeah, okay, of course, yeah, no worries, I'm sorry. You have to go right now before... Oh, she here. A light streaks through the clouds and you crane your neck to see it, but Rose grabs you both and drags you inside, slamming the door shut. This is bad, right? She's even faster than I thought. I have to call Dave. I have to... Ooh, are we gonna see adult Dave? Give me adult Dave! Well, I guess maybe we'll wait for Dirks. Sorry, I love this song. Okay, I'm calming down. She stops muttering to herself and speaks instead to you and Roxy with a sharp, decisive turn of her head. What's done is done. Get back before there's nothing to get back to. But... Rose touches her knuckles to Roxy's cheek, and you feel like you shouldn't be here for this moment. Shouldn't have brought you here. Shouldn't have done anything ever. You learned your lesson. You do the only good thing left for you to do and take Roxy's hand. She's still sputtering, pulling you as she reaches towards Rose. Oh, cool. Kind of grimdark Rose. Oh, so freaking cool. There's a low rumble and the house shakes. Rose has pulled some knitting needles out of nowhere and they're sparking with energy. Now! When you open your eyes again, you're in Roxy's version of the same living room. Or almost that. You know it's hers, though it's decorated more sparsely. Sorry. Okay, it's now rebuilt the surrounding buildings where rickety chest guy patch job. Oh crap, you survey the timeline damage and instead look to Roxy. She's standing there staring, blank. Her hand is over her mouth. You're so sorry. You never should have suggested they do that. It's probably best for you to go. All you do is make things worse. The slackness of her face turns to panic. No, please. I shouldn't have asked to go. It's my fault. Don't leave me. In your guts, you know you're the one in the wrong. You're supposed to be the responsible time traveler. You don't know how to make her see this without making her feel worse. She runs and opens a cabinet in a second and a third, her movements more frantic each time. Eventually she surfaces, successful. Oh, thank goodness the booze is still here. Always looking out for me, that Mom. Look, it's okay. We could still have fun. You don't have to go, please don't go. She's crying as she talks, her voice climbing higher with fear. Her smile is begging you. You know you'll have to look later. Check whatever corners of the internet or historical documents Roxy has laying around to see what happened, but you feel in your belly that'll only confirm what you suspect. It would be better if she hated you. You're not ready to face what you did, so you take the bottle Roxy's holding out towards you, take a long burning swig. More for you means less for her, you hope, as you pass the bottle back. Regrets! Regrets! All the regrets. The cat face is even regretting. Oh man, that was sad. And Roxy's skirt is kind of pinkish, well, purplish, compared to her shirt. They don't even seem like the same shade. I'm gonna have to, like, enhance zoom to figure out if that's the case. Wow, that was depressing, but I knew that was the bad ending, so I was able to see that a mile away. And I'm so freaking glad that they used... Oh gosh, I can't remember the name of the song, I'm just so happy. Okay, moving on. Moms are cool, but so are friends. It's not just moms, you tell her. You can definitely take her to go see any one of the friends she already has, too. What, like, right now? If she wants, yeah, you're down for whatever. Is it weird to be so nervous about that? Don't get me wrong, I want to see the heck out of some friends. Plot my eyes right on those guys. Followed, of course, by hugs. It's just a really big thing, and I'm feeling a little dizzy even thinking about picking one. Yeah, you haven't met all her friends yet, but you know just enough about the various dynamics for that to make sense. And hey, there's no need to rush. You could take her anywhere else, just the two of you. That way she can still get out of the house and see something new, and you guys can sit and talk through who to go see rather than leaping right in. Yeah. Okay. That sounds chills. There's where to then, my cosmic taxi friend? Let's start with somewhere chill, you say, and she nods. Like many things about Earth, there are places you know exist, but have no memory of ever having been to. They're just part of your cultural knowledge, learned by your past self and later subsumed into an ever-winding miasma of your mind. You pick one of those places, somewhere that feels like at one point it could have been something you cared about. Oh, beautiful. It looks like a forest at first, but the pine trees have been shaped by the wind. You turn, and the earth in front of you butts up against the ancient stone of an outcropping. It stretches out below your feet in a long, striated arc until it curves into nothingness. Beyond is the endless sea of mountains, rolling and rolling, fading deep green into blue as they turn to the sky. The sun is just below the horizon. Oh, it's so open. Her voice is the quietest it's been since you've met her. Her bright, boisterous charm lulled into awe. You ask her if she thinks this will work. Are you crapping me? Buster, I have never seen a more gorgeous thing in my entire existence. We're gonna take a seat and soak in this nature with every one of our pores. The visible ones, I mean. Don't go getting any ideas, wonk. Or, TBH, you could be naked cartwheels right now and I wouldn't notice because, as I previously said, my eyes are slurping up these sights. Fair. You're not agile enough for that, clothed or otherwise, but you're glad she likes it here. I'm getting Metal Gear vibes. Raiden, why? Anyway. The two of you sit for a while, soaking it in. This is a schedule-free life you lead. So, however long it takes for her to talk is fine with you. It doesn't take too long, though. So... you met Jane. Jake, too, if I'm not wrong. They talked about you some, but they've been more busy hanging out with you than talking about it, if I'm to be honest. How about, Strider? There's no way in hell Dirk would be okay with this. He hasn't said anything about you, and I like to think he'd tell me if he got the first visitor of his whole life, but maybe he wouldn't be ready to share with me. It's a big thing for me, and for him, it'd be even bigger. She seems poised to continue hypothesizing about him for a while, so you go ahead and tell her that no, you haven't met him, but you'd sure have heard a lot about him from Jake. Lol, yeah. What, would you get a different version of things from her? LMAO. How far in this drama you want to get? You can get pretty far entrenched. No, you're already pretty far entrenched as far as you can tell, so she might as well fill you in on the rest. Okay, so, I'm about to lay it all out there for you. Because I trust you, and IDK what to do about it all, and some farm-fresh opinions might just be what I need. The way she turns to you and clutches her hands together, launching directly into her story, you'd never think she had new slumber... Okay, you'd never think she was new to slumber party gossip. We got quite the love quadrangle going down in this friendship group. Janie and Dirk are both into Jake, which, like, fair. He's very sweet and a hunk, no matter how you slice it. Jake, as you may know, is a wild card here. No idea what he might go for. Which is also fair if I am to continue to be a referee here, because Jane is a stone-cold fox. Luscious babe going hecka places. And Dirk is... whew! He is about perfect. So, she trails off and wrinkles her nose as she looks back over the mountains. Her gaze is heavy with longing. Don't go me. What? It's just like she's leading to the spot in the quadrangle. No, it's like she's leading up to her spot in the quadrangle is all. Yeah, well, I'm in there. Like in the last one I mentioned. Ah, okay. What are you doing? No, what are you doing? What, you're doing it again? Oh, just for a minute, you couldn't tell which direction she was headed. You thought she might be jealous of Dirk himself, the way she looked when she said that. But if that's what she's... But if it's that she's feelings for him, you're just trying to keep up. Roxy laughs and covers her face. Oh, dang, it called out here on top of the world. You're not wrong, I guess. In a way. Not to continue the vicious call-out, but earlier it was her mom she said she tried to be like. And now it's Dirk? You're trying to find the president of the universe. You're kind of the president of the universe at trying to figure out who you are and trying on different ways of being able to see what fits. So no judgment there. It's just that it seems like she has a lot of questions about who she wants to be, which is legit as hell. That's life, baby. Yeah, I guess that's a whole thing, you know? I've wanted to be like her because she's my family and like the only person I knew about for so long. Then I met him and I was like, oof, there's more unlockable options? Who knew? Maybe I coulda... Okay, I do have feelings for him to be sure, but you're right. Sometimes with him it does get all mixed up. You ever not sure if you want to be somebody or be with somebody? I mean, I like the me I made from nothing, and I don't want every single piece of his bullcrap, of course, but he's like this shadow just out of my range of vision, like some kind of what if. Me, if I had just been... IDK, if this is making any sense outside my own head, though. What's that you said about that turnways mirror? Let's hop into that universe jumping train and see where it takes us. Metaphorically, I mean. I'm not ready to move a single cheek off this rock yet. It's all metaphorical anyway. It's not the multiple universes thing. It's pretty much a fact as far as you can tell. But the turning yourself inside out bit, whatever it is about him that she feels pulling at her, this thing she wants for herself, it's probably bigger than him anyway. He's just the person who made her notice it, same as it was with her mom. And anyway, it turns out a lot of options are unlockable once you realize some locks are in your brain to begin with. Dang, buddy. Is this what it's always like to talk to friends face to face? Hauling up piles of deep, meaningful truths left and right? Or is this just a you thing? You have absolutely no way of knowing, but you do know it happens to you a lot. It's different every time, though, and it never gets old. Good, because I feel like this got up... Okay. Good, because I feel like this got up layer 1 of all my thoughts and feelings about this stuff. Thoughts. Anyway. I'm a little afraid to dig deeper, but if you're there with me, maybe we'll find some stuff in there and not just big empty question marks. Shoot, yeah, you can go around for two. You can go for round 2 whenever. Your game digging. Okay. Your game keep digging. Okay. Your game keep digging at identity all day if she wants. Though they did come up here to decide who to visit, right? Does she mean the choice is Dirk? Ugh, IDK, man. Yeah, maybe. Eventually. I want to see all 3 of them, plus another friend I haven't mentioned yet, but you'd get along with her, because she's also an alien. Oh, Calliope. I don't think we're going to, though, unless the Dirk episode is, like, really, really freaking big, and we get Cherub Quest. Or whatever it would be called. Befriend every single iteration of Calliope edition. And Caliborn. We'll end up befriending Lord English and having a little tea party in the middle of the dream bubbles right before the final battle. Anyway. But I might want to start with my kid mom, who is visitable. Not yet, though. Well, I never would have thought I'd be putting this off any longer than I had to, but meeting you has been one of the best things I ever did. I want to sit and stew in this friend soup with you for a bit longer. Then savor the bites of my other friends' soups when I can. However ready to eat or not I might be. This metaphot is getting away from me. Can you take over? You're not sure how salvageable it is, but yeah, you're down to simmer with her as long as she wants, and you think she and her teen mom will get along very well. Shared mom trauma and drama included, whenever it comes time to introduce them. She shouldn't worry about being perfectly ready, either. You haven't skipped ahead to see who she becomes, but you're pretty confident she has it in her to be someone she can be proud of, and comfortable being. Someone that can look back at this Roxy with kindness, too, no matter what choices she ends up making. You're gonna make me cry again. Please no. Phew. Also, not that I'm gonna forget today ever, but I should document. She pulls her phone out and holds it up to frame her shot. She is glowing in the light of the sunrise. You watch her, you watch the sun, you watch the fog curl through the valleys below. Okay, now a selfie. She drapes her arm over your shoulder and points the camera at both of you. Snap. Work it. Oh yeah, that is cute as heck. She messes with her phone, opening a chat with someone whose handle you don't recognize. You wonder as she sends the photo their way, if it's the alien friend. It'd be cool if Roxy was friends with the troll you hadn't met yet. Hey, you there? Oh yeah, it is Calliope. We were talking to Calliope. Cool. You there? I guess not, but it's okay. I just wanted to say hi. I know we didn't talk much about the game not being on anymore last time we got chatting, but I know we're both feeling it, and I got so many more updates for you when you're back online, so get hype. And check this choice butt view I'm peeping right now as a preview. Thinking of you. Talk to you later. Calliope's probably dead. It's time to get comfy on this rock. You may end up being here for a while since Roxy's not quite ready to get zapping anywhere else, which when you consider, it is fine. There is a difference, you think, between inaction and patience. There are small, weighty changes made in stillness. You are worried you choose too much, and Roxy afraid she was robbed of choice from the start. Meet in the middle. She pockets the phone and grins at you. You lean back on your elbows and tilt your head up towards the sky. Chillin'! Yeah. Boosh. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Let's check out that chum roll. Roxy's looks so different because it's so dark. Anyway, into the future. You vibed with Roxy on the edge of a vast alpine woodland. Vast. Yay! That was a good one. That was a good one. Roxy, you so great. Ah, gosh. Take all those, like, thoughts of, like, what femininity is supposed to be and toss them out that window. But then she became a man, so then we're like, what? Okay. I remember when tomboys existed. They don't exist anymore, apparently. Anyway, that's enough rambling on my end for things. Jeez, no one asked for my opinion, Jen. Gosh. Well, that's going to be the last of Pesterquest for another month. I think that they want... I can't remember exactly the day. I think Aisha said, like, she's going to do this on April Fool's Day. She's going to have Dirk's thing out there. Or maybe she was just pulling all of our collective legs. And maybe she'll save something for 413. Then again, 413 is probably going to be busy with the, Homestuck too, probably. So... probably nothing of that sort. Something of that kind. Yeah, the next month and a half is going to be super stressful busy for me as well. Oh, gosh. Both for YouTube and in real life. I'm just saying. Anyway, I can't think of anything else to say right now. I'm just kind of mulling everything over. I want to get editing to this before I have to go to work. In a couple hours. Hopefully I can get this online before I go to work. If not, you'll be seeing this like around 7 p.m., I guess. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys all next time for the last episode of Pesterquest. At least I'm thinking it's the last episode of Pesterquest because they're really making a huge big deal out of Dirk. And I'm like, makes sense, makes sense. I'm half expecting our character to kind of lapse back into his mindset and Doc Scratch's place and be like, oh my gosh, Dirk ruined everything. But yeah, that's all for now. See you guys all next time. Bye!
Hey there. Consider becoming a patron, just like the phenomenal Bleed Red, Alexander Madeline, Uranium Coffee, and Ryan Nelson.